This is in 4.2. This is problem number 2. And when you click on activate, it gives you this picture. And then it asks you for the Riemann sum. Now, the problem itself just asks whether it's the sum is going to be a over or underestimate. And they don't give you the graph. But now when you activate, you get this graph of y equals x squared over 11. And it shows the interval from 0 to 6, and it's showing doing bars that are 1/2 unit wide. And I had a question in the class, can we do these with summation notation? And I thought, okay, let's do that. So here we go. First, I'm going to go to my calculator, and I'm going to go to I've typed in that equation and some other ones here. Let's go to x squared over 12. I'm going to activate it by pressing enter on the equal sign. So that's what I get. And if I graph, you'll see, maybe, yeah, there you go. You can see the portion that they have graphed. It just, this part in the first quadrant would be in here. So, what we need to do is, if we're going to do a left endpoint, left hand, we're going to do endpoints on the left side of these. So we want to do a sum of this. So let's go to second quit, and we want to do clear. We want to do widths of 0.5 because each bar is 0.5 wide. So I'm typing in 0.5. Then I'm going to do math summation, which is 0. And I can choose what I use for my indicator for our counter. I'll do alpha A, and I'll start it. Now, I want to do sums on, let's get this in the right place here. I want to do sums with this side. So that's x0, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6, and x7. So I'm going to go from 0 to 7. And I've typed that equation, let's remind ourselves, it's in y2. So in here, I want to use y2 as my function. Now, in the calculator, you go vars, y variables, function. And I want to do y2. Now this is like f of x of something, but I got to put in here what I want to do. Well, I want to start at 2. So I'm going to go put 2 plus, and then as a goes on, I'm going to go 0.5 times a. So let's understand now, close parenthesis. When a is 0, it's going to be 2 plus 0 times 0.5, which is 0. When a is 1, it's going to be 2 plus 0.5, which is 2.5, and it's going to figure out the height at that place. And then it's going to do, a is going to be 3, or 2, which is 1 plus 2, and to figure out the height at 3, and 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5.5. Here, that will be the last one. So that will add up all the heights here. So I get the answer for this as 5.59. And it would be an underestimate. Now, before I go on to other things, let's look at part 2 of the second part of 2, which says, now do the right hand. Now, if I want to do right hand, I want to do pretty much the same thing, except I don't want to do x 0 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, but I want to do x1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I would get the same thing and change it from 8 and 1. And I get for this one 7 point, for the sum on here, 7.045454545. Now, something else you could do is, what is this actually adding up? So if I go second table set and have it on auto ask, and I press second table and I clear all those, I can put in the numbers I wanted to put in. So for the first part of 2, I want to put in 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5. So I need to add these up, and then, which is what the summation notation did for me, and then take it times a half. Well, there's not an easy way to add those up there, but there is another way to do this, and that is I can go to Stat, Edit, and there's a whole bunch of lists, and I can go to the name list one and press clear, and then come off of it, and that clears that list. Go over, go up to list 2, don't press delete, gets rid of the list. We don't want to do that. We want to just clear the list, come down, move over, up, clear, move down. Now, I want to do the heights at 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5. So I can go onto the name list 2 and ask it to figure out the y value for all of those. So I can say, now here it's going to tell me what I'm doing, and I'm going to say I want to find out y, I'm going to do vars y, this was in y2, and I want to figure out of second list 1. List 1 is down here. So I'm going to find the y value of list 1. And I press enter. There's all those numbers again for these heights on the curve. And then I can find the sum of list 1 by going to quit and go to stat, calculate, list operations, find the sum of list 2. Nope, that's not the right one. Not cum sum, I just want sum. List, math, there it is, sum of list 2. And then that's the sum of the list, and remember we had to go times 0.5, and there's the 5.059. So you could do it that way and actually see all the numbers that it's working with and get an answer. Okay, so that's how you can do list that one. I'm gonna stop my video right there.